when I say hate, even in my head. Because sometimes I'll be waiting for the subway, and I'll be like, I hate it when I have to wait 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think that. No. I get to be blessed by the fact that I'm waiting for the subway at all. I get to be blessed by the fact that I can admire the people around me. I get to be blessed by the fact that I can read while I'm waiting. There's so many good things that are constantly happening, but when we go to a place of negativity, we shut that down.
Absolutely.
And then we're not even able to see what the universe is giving us that's good, because we've literally put on blinders. So I think a lot of us have a lot of good things happening in our life, but we've literally made ourselves blind to it because of how we choose to think, how we choose to communicate, how we choose to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what? I love quantum physics. I mean, truthfully, I don't fully understand it quite yet.
It's okay, wait. You don't have to.
I love quantum physics, you know, and quantum physics proves whatever you observe, whatever you consciously look at, you literally change. So thing is, whatever you look for, you're going to find. So therefore, if you're negative and you're talking about the negativity, you're going to find negativity. It's going to find you. So why not only talk about, only about what you love, what you enjoy, the peace around you, your health. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Erica and I have trained our mind to only focus on positive. And anytime we slip down in our feelings by being negative, we actually feel it right away. Mm-hmm. We feel it.
Yeah, you know, that goes back to Louise Hay again, when she spoke about the habitual thoughts. A lot of us, many of us, have these habitual thoughts that we're so used to thinking negatively, but once we retrain our mind to think positively, then we will have habitual positive thoughts.
Right.
So when we do slip down into that low vibration, something in us will say, hey, hold on, something's not right, and we can come out of it quickly. But when we're so used to being negative, we have a fly in here.
Yeah, I'm like,
sorry. But when we're so used to being negative, then it's not as easy to catch ourselves, and it's not as easy to catch when you're having those negative thoughts to a situation, because you're used to having those negative thoughts. So once you retrain your mind using, meditation, using affirmations, once you retrain your mind and to become more positive, or become to have more positive thoughts, then it's easier for you to catch those negative thoughts.
Also, I raise my vibration, seriously, by listening to YouAreCreators. I probably listen to my videos more than anybody on YouTube, and that is like so true.
We listen to the videos, or we listen to the audio in the car every time we go anywhere.
We listen to the audios more than we listen to music.
Yeah, we do.
Because I have to constantly train my mind and stay like in this positive, loving flow. Mm-hmm. So yes, listen to audiobooks about love, about the law of attraction, and submerge your mind in this wonderful knowledge.
Mm-hmm. This is beautiful, because this leads right into our next transformational tip, which is talking about avoiding negative energy. And as we discussed last night, there are a couple of more sensitive areas of negative energy that we might not even realize is affecting us. Mm-hmm. So what are some of those areas that we can consciously choose to eliminate from our life, or just learn to better work with, so that it doesn't suck us in, so that we're out of our high vibrational state, as you were saying, Dustin?
Okay. For us, I would say go on a 30-day news fast. No news for 30 days. We can't watch the news because it's so negative. Listen, we live in Chicago, okay? And every time we turn on the news, it is something about killing, this, that, and the third. I don't want to let that in my house, mm-hmm. that negative energy in my house. No. We will only focus on love and positive things in my house. So go on a 30-day news fast. Leave the news alone. Mm-hmm. Leave it alone, dude. Seriously, leave it alone. Nothing good comes from it. Nothing positive comes from it. Okay?
say that as you talk about the news, my energy drops.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally visualizing.
Yeah.
I forget what the paper's called here in New York, but I think the New York Post, and it's always like salacious headlines. I can't look at it. I avoid looking at it in the newsstand as I walk by a newsstand, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to. You know, another thing, and this ties into the news, but social media. I don't know about everyone else, but I know sometimes when I get on Facebook and I just like stroll down the news feed, there's a bunch of just negativity, like right there. And sometimes it may be hard for us not to want to engage in that negative post. You know what I mean? Even if it's like a news story that people are commenting on, it may be hard for us not to give our attention to that post. You know, because we're looking at it and we're thinking to ourselves, yeah, you know, but it's so important if that is something that you need to remove from your life, or maybe go on a fast and see if you remove social media from your life, does it improve? Does it improve your life? Does it improve your positive thoughts or your negative thoughts, you know? So social media, news, we really limit our TV intake as well. Yeah. We don't watch as much TV because we've noticed the way that TV or news or shows or programming of any sort, the way that it's presented now, it's a lot of negativity, and some of it may be masked with some positivity like sprinkled in there, but there's some underlying, and we don't want to be pulled into that. And so if you're, you know, if you feel like any level of conviction when you're watching something, then stop watching it.
Right. You know what? Your life is controlled by your subconscious mind. Okay. When you watch TV, you go into trance often. Mm-hmm. We all do throughout the day. You cannot let certain things into your subconscious mind. That's a way for them to kind of, control you a little bit, mm-hmm. Okay? So thing is, you have to be very conscious on what you are feeding yourself, because you're always attracting something. Mm-hmm. All energy is contagious, negative or positive. So it is vital to focus and stay in the positive vortex.
Mm-hmm. You know, just to give an example of that, our sons, we don't allow them to watch too much TV, but sometimes, you know, they watch movies and all that stuff. And we noticed that our oldest son, he was watching a program that it had like zombies or something in it, and that night he had bad dreams. Yeah. And he had bad dreams about zombies. Yeah, nightmares. And even though the movie wasn't, you know, like scary, but it had zombies in there, and so that stuck with him. And even though he didn't talk about it that much after the movie was over, it didn't seem like something that stuck with him. It did, because he dreamed about it, you know, and that bothered him.
So you know what? Your subconscious mind can't tell what's real and what's not. Your subconscious mind cannot reject you at all. That's why after watching any scary movie, you still feel scared after the movie has went off. Because subconsciously, your mind is saying, this is real. Yeah. You're scared, and you're drawing that into your life, you know. So just be conscious, people, you know.
Beautiful, beautiful. I really appreciate, Erica and Justin, you bringing this up, because I feel that from my place of what I believe, the world feeds fear to market problems and then to market solutions to fix those problems. And we are so much more powerful. We are so much healthier. We are so much more in control of our lives than we think, which is what this entire episode is about. But there are industries and there are machines that just want us to feel bad. So when we realize, our minds realize that that's not real, we can just avoid it. And it's the same as if we wanted to be healthy and we just avoid the cupcake, or we just avoid the saturated fat or the processed food. Someone who has a journalism background, you know, I wanted to work in the newspaper industry when I was in high school. And it was in college that I changed into magazines. And then when I started working on that industry, it never sat right with me because I felt like I was lying to people. I felt like I was feeding them this belief that they weren't good enough, that they always had to find something to fix themselves. And yes, there's self-development, and yes, there's improvement, but I don't want to tell someone that they're not perfect, whole, and complete as they are. So I guess just from my place, we all get to remember that we're perfect, whole, and complete, and that the world in so many ways, I mean, it could be a billboard, it could be something on social media, someone we follow, and we don't even realize it, you know, it's not always the best to absorb. So we can either choose fear or we can choose love. And
Absolutely.
choosing love is the best way to be, because fear, as one of my favorite spiritual leaders says, is an acronym for false evidence appearing real, FEAR. And that always brings me back. This is false evidence appearing real. My ego just wants me to feel this way. It's not real.
You know what? That's perfect. That is, seriously, Sammy, let me tell you something. Fear isn't real because it's like this. It's like you're afraid of something that hasn't even happened yet. It's like, so this hasn't happened yet, but I'm afraid. It isn't real because it isn't here. And for some odd reason, when you do what you are afraid to do, you can pretty much do anything.
Absolutely.
You can do anything,
Yes,
Sammy.
yes,
Do
yes.
anything. So run through, run through the waterfall of fear. I mean, run through it. Do what you are scared to do. And I promise you, nothing can stop you. Absolutely nothing.
Love it, love it. Now, for our fifth transformational tip, we actually touched on it. We touched on the fact that surrounding yourself with good energy, surrounding yourself with a good vibe tribe is awesome. I actually have a circle of women that I call once a week, and we bring ourselves up to high vibration. We share our gratitude and we share our breakthroughs, and it's just such a wonderful practice for me. But then there is the reality that we have family, we have coworkers, we have the people on the subway that push us into the car, we have, you know, road rage. We have circumstances that we can't really control, but we can control how we feel about them. So Erica, you touched on this last night, so I'd love for you to address this right now because you're so eloquent and so sincere about it. But what is kind of like the bonus transformational tip about keeping yourself in high vibration no matter what's going on around you?
Right. You know, a lot of us deal with an issue or a person that have maybe hurt us in the past, and or someone that continuously hurts us every time we see or talk to them. But forgiveness is so very important. But along with forgiveness, empathy is important as well, because not only should you forgive that person or those people, but try and understand why they're acting like this. Some people may love in different ways. Some people don't understand that, hey, if I say this to this person, that's probably not that nice. And it may not be coming from a bad place. It may be coming from a really loving place to them. But to you, you're taking it as, wow, really? You just said that, you know? And you could have these feelings like, wow, I just don't even want to be around this person.
Right.
And you don't want these feelings of, you know, not liking this person, or even for some people hating this person or this group of people. You don't want those feelings to manifest in your life, because you holding on to that unforgiveness. What's your quote?
Basically, okay, Buddha says that he said holding on to anger is like grasping to a hot coal with the intention to throw it at someone else, but you are the one that gets burned.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's right. And so for me, I've used this because there are going to be times when no matter how positive you are, there's going to be that one person that may really get to you, you know? And so for me, and I know Justin does this as well, those people that really get to us, once we try to figure